Hello, and welcome to a new video. Today I am starting my September vlog. I'm trying to determine whether I need to sit so that the weird shadow thing doesn't happen. There we go. So I should go back like that. I'm just outside because it was really nice and I thought I would start my vlog here, and I have a couple of reading stuff happening right now. We are in September, as I said, and I did a full vlog for all of August for like my general reading outside my older vlog reading, and I don't know how it will be in September, so there was a huge insect, and we shall see how it goes because as we know, who knows, I might split this in 1 week or 4 weeks or 1 week. I meant 4 vlogs for 1 week or 2 vlogs, I don't know yet, but you shall see throughout the month. And what am I reading right now that is relevant for this vlog? First of all, we have The Wisdom of Crowds by Joe Abercrombie. The live show for this is today, and it is currently, for me, 11:48 a.m. So I have about 9 hours to read it. I feel like that is fine. It was not supposed to be read today. I was supposed to read it yesterday and the day before, but life happened and I was very busy and I had to finish another book as well. So here we are. Honestly, my parents are talking upstairs. It's like 500 pages. I feel like I'm fine, but I'm a bit stressed. I'm gonna like spend all day reading this, even though there's a billion other things I need to do. Like I did like 4 different videos, but I need to prioritize this since the live show is like in a few hours. The light is bugging me. Then I started yesterday. I started an audiobook after having a break from audiobook. I feel like for 2 weeks almost. So this is So Let Them Burn by Camilla Cole. This one was on my August TBR, but I didn't complete that. For the first time in my life, I did not complete a TBR. So that is sad. But I wanted to audiobook this just because I didn't feel like reading it physically anymore. And then it was a bit of a hole, but then I got it 2 days ago. So I started the audiobook yesterday. I got like what, an hour in. I am liking it so far for those 2 siblings. One of them was like chosen out a few years ago when she was like 12 to be like the chosen one that can like embody this god, and she saved everyone from this war, while her sister just kind of came a bit into the shadows and is now maybe becoming a dragon rider. One of them is gay, and it is just them, I guess. One of them just need to have this certain, I was gonna say, image, because she is like the chosen one basically, to save all of them. And she's like, hey, hey. And the other one is like, I also want to do something with my life. Hey, hey. Yeah, I'm so far liking it. I'm not hating it or anything like that. It is interesting. We will see how it plays out and I'll let you know. So that's my audiobook right now. And then I have 2 buddy reads going. I have The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington, but the first one in the series, which I've been very excited for. I'm already reading this with Johanna, and I was supposed to read yesterday but didn't get to because I, as I mentioned, had to finish this other book. So like we are on page 250, so I feel like we have got a bit of a chunk in. I'm probably gonna reach 300 today. So yeah, I will just let you thoughts go, let you know thoughts here and there, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but I have different abilities, and now there's this conspiracy unraveling, and we have different characters. Basically 2 characters. One, I don't even know honestly how to explain any of it. What was my description just now? There's different characters, but like they went to this magic school, and if you didn't like pass, it took away your magic. But then some of the characters just ran away because he knew he was going to fail, to this other place where he can be taught his special magic, is what I'm getting. And then there's like a lot of other stuff going on as well. It's a whole thing. I am also still reading God Killer by Hannah Boehner, and I took a little break because Justine was very busy, but I'm buddy reading this with Justine. We've been buddy reading this since I think it is May now, and I just stopped mentioning this because we weren't reading, but now we have been reading a bit. We have like this much left, and I feel like I'm gonna read it when she's reading, so I might finish it soonish because now we have like what, 5 chapters left or something. That is all the things I'm reading right now relevant for this vlog. I will let you know what's going on. I need to read Wisdom of Crowds today. The Wisdom of Crowds today, and I will let you know because I haven't filmed my TBR yet because busy, life busy, haven't time to edit, don't have time to film, don't have time to anything, which is, I'm gonna spend all day reading that book. But this is not coming up before my TBR anyway, but like I have kind of built it, like etc. So I kind of know ish what I'm going to read. I don't know about his lights, but yeah. Okay, see you later. Okay. So it's like 2 days later because vlogging. What is that? Who does that consistently? Not me. I did finish Wisdom of Crowds today that I needed to finish it for, I was going to say the live show, and it was a good last live show for First Law that I joined in the middle of. I don't know what to say about this book. I liked it. I didn't love this series like many others do. I found it okay. I enjoyed the characters more in this than any of the other books, and that's why I cared more. But overall, it was just a bit like fine story. The plotting, etc., just doesn't match exactly with what I enjoy in the book. And there is like not magic stuff focused. It's just very like rumbling and talking and feeling like it's going nowhere. But I mean, I give it 3. I give this whole last trilogy, each book, 3. I would be inclined to reread one day, maybe on audio, honestly, to be like immersed in a different way, because apparently that's what I need sometimes. Because it's clearly not ended. So one day would be more, and then I would see if I bother rereading all 10, or if I would just reread the last. I'm not sure. But there's like, it seems like the kind of book, we talked about this in the live show, where you need to really keep up with like names that they mention in that one paragraph in book 4, and that character will show up again later. And I am not smart enough for that, to remember the characters, especially when you read a book over like 2 years. I don't remember a character that was mentioned like once in book 4, you know? And that is more like the focus of the story, where you're like, is that character this character? More than like actually like focus on the magic in the world, which is what I enjoy in fantasy. Which is why I ultimately don't feel like it was a favorite for me. I feel more positive towards it than when I read the first book initially, but now I'm like, it's not a fave, I don't hate it, but I don't really particularly like it either. I'm feeling fine. So, yeah, I did also read yesterday. I did read a Norwegian book, and I read Tante Ulrikkes Vei by Chesan Chaka, which is like not for anything. It's not for my September TBR. It's not for anything except for the fact that I'm meeting the author today. He has an event at my local library, which is obviously free, and I'm very excited. And I'm bringing all my books by him. And I had read the other books by him before. I had read De kaller meg Ulven, or They Call Me the Wolf, and I had read Gul Bok, which is a yellow book. And then I had read his first book, his debut book, and I wanted to do that before meeting him, so I could be like, oh my god, I really like your books. And I do really like them. They are a lot about like living in Norway as not white, as from an immigrant family, as from a family that doesn't have a lot of money, as Norway is considered to be a really, really wealthy country with a lot of money, that everyone is rich and everyone is happy, but it's not really like that. He writes from characters that don't like really have much, or like are from different places. And in this Tante Ulrikkes Vei, it's literally like a road, or like, is that what you call it? A street, maybe is the better word, where we follow 2 boys that live in the same street and come from the same background in a way, but their life paths goes very different directions. We have one of them who is very, very good at school. He's going to university. His like life is on, if you can call it, the right path. But in this high society that he enters, he realizes that people there doesn't really care about certain things that he cares for. It is sad in a way how he realizes this, that like things that affects him. Well, he beats white people that are stupid. That's a better way to say it, I guess. And the other character, he is like struggling. He drops out of school. He like gets hustle jobs. He's struggling at home. He doesn't like have a family like with a lot of money. Not that like the other character does, but like in comparison, he's just struggling a lot to find his path and what he's going to do. And they both like sending like one I think does emails and the other one does like audio recordings to this dude who's doing like a mapping of kids living in those sort of, I was gonna say, not societies, what's the word, like those sort of places, in places that people would consider the slums. Like he's doing a mapping of that, and it's just, they're like talking to this person, like explaining what is going on, and then we get the reflection for these 2 characters, and I thought it was really well done. It was very interesting. It was, you know, I would say an eye-opener to reflect more upon how people actually live in Norway, how different groups live in Norway. And at the time when this came out, it wasn't talked about in this way. It was more like on the news being like, oh yeah, those people from there are this and this and this. And this is like a different kind of opener than it hadn't been before, I believe. And now there's more literature surrounding this. So yeah, I thought it was good, and I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed all of his books, honestly. And they all follow like ish the same things, but not the same things. And I also have his absolutely newest book, which is Can You Hear the City Breathe Out, which is written with another dude, Don Martin. And this is more like a non-fiction book. And then I forgot that he had written this as well, because this was just released. And then I realized, obviously, I haven't read this before the event, which starts in like less than an hour. So I won't be able to read that before, but I'm bringing it so you can sign them all and I will feel happy inside. That's really what I've got to say about the books that I've been reading. I need to read 2 mangas now, because I like skipped the manga reading to finish Boox and then the Wisdom of Crowds and Tante Ulrike's Way, which is basically Aunt Ulrike's street, I would say. That was all I got for this one, and now I'm going out for the author event, as I just said, and then I'm going out again to meet my friend Frida, and then we might go to the bookshop. So I should bring you. I always forget my camera, but today I'm holding it. I will remember. I swear. Okay, so I was out, as you saw, bought toilet paper that day, and I just haven't taken anything out of my bag, because that's just how I work. I also read some, so I did read Twilight, which was for my thesis. I'm reading it for my thesis because we're gonna write about vampires and stuff. I finished this over the last 2 days, so it was weird to read it again because, you know, it's not written the best. It's not the best book, but it is entertaining and it's fun because it's very nostalgic for me. But like the story itself, it's insane to think about how fast it actually moves from like them not knowing each other to like getting it together in like 2 days. It's insane, but it's an intense love story. It's very silly. It's Hua season, so we love to see it. And I also read 2 mangas. So I read Beast Complex Volume 3, which is short stories in the Beastars world. Really enjoyed this one. I love the first one. The second one was okay, but this one has some really great ones that I thought was hilarious. The author said that she would come back to this world when she can because she would write in it forever and it's her home. And I was just like, that is adorable. And I really like, I would read any Beast Complex that comes out. I love seeing the characters again. I love seeing the different ways you can use this concept in different like scenarios. I really enjoyed this one. Then I also read Lynx by Natsuki Kisu. This one is like a yaoi manga by the author of Given. And we have like different couples that are like connected in different ways and they know each other from different places, situations, etc. And I didn't really get how they hung together. I thought like they all looked very similar, so I was kept mixing them up. There's like a character, like about the different characters in the end, which I obviously saw in the end. So like then that would have been helpful to read as I was reading, but I didn't do that. So I was a bit confused. I didn't really get it. It was like fine. It wasn't incredible, but it was fine. And today I'm starting Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I actually started yesterday at work, but I only read 14 pages, as you can see here, because I needed something to read like a bit at work, but I didn't actually get to read more than like 5 minutes anyway. So I'm going to continue that today and then go back to another vampire book for my thesis, which is like have one break book in the middle because I need to take notes like the whole way while reading. So I need to kind of be home by my computer and I'm going to work. So yeah, well, I'm gone most of tomorrow as well. So I don't know if I will get to a vampire book tomorrow either. We shall see what I do. But yeah, so Twilight was on my TBR game for double check like fantasy romance. I just put it in for that. And also Favorites Author's debut book for Magical Readathon. So Favorites Author debut book, it's the debut book for Stephanie Meyer. Stephanie Meyer is not my favorite author anymore, but she used to be. So I just used it for that to make it easy. And Yours Truly is for 5-star prediction because I gave the first one 5 stars. I am completing some prompts, which is nice. I'm just looking over because the other one I read, Aunt Ulrike's Street, was not for anything. That was for that event. And I met the author and I need to take a photo of his books and post a picture of me and him. I just haven't had the time. I also got some books that day, which is now not yesterday but like the day before. I got One Piece, of course, because I had one free book and I was like, One Piece is apparently where I go then. And I am very like not here yet, but I'm gonna read it anyway. So, you know, One Piece, yay. I also found If You Could See the Sun for 79 NOK, as you can see. And I really, really liked this book when it came out. I almost gave it 5 stars. I have a review on my channel, which is like keeps getting views for some reason. And I have an arc of this, which I will keep and all that. But I have my arcs in like a pile because they don't really have nice spines. And they don't really look good in the bookshelf because like they're all different heights, etc. So it was nice for me to have a hard copy so I can like have one to look at. And like, I don't know, I wanted a finished copy because it is a book that I really, really enjoyed. And it was like on sale for 79 NOK, which is like nothing for a hardcover. And then I also got The Light of All That Falls. And this is the 3rd book in the Lecanius trilogy, which I can't pronounce properly, which I am reading, as you know, The Shadow Forward Was Lost. I have a feeling I will really enjoy that and enjoy the series overall. So this is a series I do want to keep and own. So I just bought the 3rd one, which is ginormous. Like, I know it's like 800 pages and the last one, but the last one is like 700. So it's like 100 pages different, but these look like it's 200 pages more. I might do the math off there. And then the last one I got was Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. Someone suggested this as like a book I could read with all the letters that's in the title. And I was like, oh my god, I really want to read that for a long time. So I just kind of got it when I saw it. I'm collecting all the books by the authors. I know I'm going to keep it as well, probably. So I might read that for that prompt unless something else comes up in the month before I decide to actually read this one. If I read it physically or audiobook it, I'm not 100% sure, but I bought it. And I was planning to buy it for a really long time, so I just did it. I feel like every clip is either a haul and a tiny reading update, but that's really all I got. I just started yours truly, as I said. We have like a doctor who, well, her brother's sick, and then she also might get like a job, and then there's this new dude starting, and he also might have a shot at this job, and she's annoyed because she's been there for 10 years, but he just started, and then I assume they're gonna get a thing, and I'm very, very excited. And now I'm gonna just relax before going to work all day and die inside. Yay. I feel like the only thing something fell. The only thing I do in this vlog is spend money, but I have spent more money, and I thought that I of course had to show you. So I got my Onyx box, which is the font size one, because I saw someone have this. It's a font size e-reader that can use all apps that is in Play Store because it has an Android system. And I have like 2 apps around and my actually library app that I never use that you can download and log into in Play Store that I never use because I don't like to read on my phone. I want the e-ink like screen. So that's why I got this. And obviously I can still usually be, you can use Audible and you can use like the Kindle app. So if I want to read the books I have on Kindle, I can still do that just in the Kindle app on this. And it's smaller, so you can hold it in one hand. The one hand dream than holding it with 2 hands. I mean, in theory, you can hold your Kindle in one hand, but it's a different kind of feeling. And yeah, all of those things convinced me to buy this one. It was very expensive, so I don't actually want to think about it. But I thought that I could open it here with you. I've been very excited because I ordered it like a month ago and then it just never arrived. Like the place I ordered from, there's just like said out of stock forever. And then it came today and I've been waiting for such a long time. And I bought like a case for it, which is very cute. Which I came before this because it just never arrived. Let's see. It's like a phone box. Considering the fact that I also very recently got a new phone, which I actually bought after this. Okay, I kind of love it. I was afraid that I wouldn't like it. But here it is. Here it is. In all its glory. So yes, in theory, I do have 3 e-readers now. It's very light. It's very nice. Can I turn it on? And I actually don't have any regrets. Okay, so I'm going to use some time setting this up and loading the app. I want the screen. Wow, it's like an actual phone. Wait, I need to show you the case. Obviously, I didn't want to, like, if I drop it, I didn't want to ruin it. So I need to choose my language very soon. So I have the case. I didn't like show you with it without it, but it's like flowers on it. And it's like see-through, so you can still see it. And it's cute and it fits. And now it's on. I'm really happy. Oh my god. It is perfect. And now it's like even better grip, I guess. And then I bought cookie ring to have on the backs that I can hold it from. Just because I wanted a BTS one. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna go and have some fun with this. And then this is what I will be reading on from now on. Now I realize that every time I read, people will think I'm on my phone. But, I'm having a moment. And even so, like, obviously I still have my very, very old Kindle. And I have, like, my other pocketbook, etc. So, like, if I want to use those, I can still use them. Woo. Okay, I'm feeling happiness. I'm gonna go and do this. Okay, so I try not to disappear every few years, but here we are again. I did finish Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. And it was incredible. I was scared I wouldn't like it as much as Part of Your World. And while I do think I like Part of Your World more, I still really, really love these characters. We have two doctors again, who is the best friend of one of the characters in Part of Your World. She meets the new doctor that has started there, and he suffers from anxiety. And he has had like a really bad relationship in the past, and she has just gone out of for a divorce. And then they start fake dating so that his family will think he's okay, and they fall for each other. And it's just so sweet. And they both carry so much stuff with them that they together, like, not like solve a cure or anything like that, but support each other and are there for each other. And I cried. Like I sobbed. Like my pillow was wet. It was nasty. I was like, why am I crying of this adorable book? It was just something about like when things came to the surface, when they like had to confront so many things inside of them and insecurities, and they were so scared. It just melted my heart away when they like spoke to each other and just how they felt for each other. I was trash. I absolutely had the best time. It did follow like a lot of like the good tropes, you know. Yeah, fake dating. We have the one bad trope. It was incredible. I really, really loved it. And I did give it 5 stars, which was the 5-star prediction, you know. And I honestly think like I haven't read obviously just for the summer yet, but I have that as well. And I wasn't even sure if I will enjoy it like this, as I said, as much as Part of Your World, but I did. And I'm like, just for the summer can be good as well, right? Apparently I just cry of like really sweet things that are very loving and like focuses on the love and like support and just like, I guess it's just like that's what I want, and then I start crying. But like really terrible torture, murder, I'm just like, oh, you know. But this like the softness of someone taking care of you, of being there for you, cracks me, man. And I'm weak, but I loved it. I have some book mail that arrived, or I got Chainsaw Man volume 16 in the mail, which I haven't even read 15 yet after binging and catching up, but here we are. I bought these in my own store. We have Bungus JoJo's volume 24, which I was gonna say finally arrived because it's only like 1 volume a year now, which is insane. We have Ocean No Call volume 7, even though I'm not near close to reading volume 6. I don't know what's going on. We have Soul Leveling volume 9. I have read volume 8, so this is gonna be obviously read soon on the bottom of my list, so in 4 months. But since they use so long publishing it anyway, it doesn't matter. And then I have Amari and the Despicable Wonders by B.B. Alston, which is obviously the newest Amari book that came out like, was it the 31st of August or something, like 28, like it's like a week ago, and then I arrived and then I got it, and I'm very excited that I have it, and I'm obviously gonna read it. I was gonna say hopefully soon, but knowing me, I'm not sure. But yeah, so I have been reading something else, but in theory that is for another vlog, so yeah, you know how this works. So like, you know, when I have something else to say or something, yay. Obviously it's been a few days, and obviously I didn't update. I have also gotten a bit sick again, so I feel like I just edited something and I was sick there too. So I'm like, what is going on, Sandra? But I'm not like sick, but I'm still a bit sick. What have I done? I have read a manga. I have read The Apothecary Diaries, volume 2. This follows this girl that is basically helping this royal family stay alive. People are trying to poison them. They're investigating stuff. It's interesting, but not like my favorite so far. But I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm curious to see how it will develop. But it usually takes a few volumes for me to get into a story. Then I did, let's see, I did finish this audio, So Let Them Burn by Camilla Cole. I don't know, did I talk about it in my other clip? Like, I have no recollection of what is happening anymore. But it follows these 2 sisters. I did say this. One of them is like bonded with a dragon, but they have been against dragon riders, dragon people for a long time. They've been at war. We have a young girl that was, when she was a kid, you know, chose now to be the child Empyrean. That means like the gods channel their power through her. And a lot of expectations because of this, obviously. And the sister's been very supportive, and how she needs to save her sister from like these people that they've been at war with. I really enjoyed it. I found the characters different, interesting. I liked like how the world opened. I liked the characters. I liked their relationship, how they trusted in each other deeply, and instead of like miscommunication, etc. I'm very curious about the ending. That was a bit wild. I had a good time. I thought the audio was done well. Like, as I said, different characters. I liked the world. I thought it was a good time, and I don't remember if I gave it 3 from 5 or a 3 or a 4 right now. Obviously, I feel like sometimes things can be explored more, things can be explored better, etc, etc, but like it was still a good time for the YA that it was, and I would recommend it. I thought it was entertaining and fun. I also started a new audiobook, which is The Husbands by Holly. I don't even remember the last name of the author, but this one didn't know anything about. I'm reading it for this buddy read thing, and it basically is about this young woman from London who suddenly one day has a husband in her living room, and she is not married, and it turns out that her attic just gives her different husbands, so she can send an husband up stairs and then a new one comes down, and then there's this loop thing, and it feels like she's in different universes because things around her change after which husbands she has, and it's not like a random person, it's like a person she's likely to get with for different reasons throughout her life, and she's just testing out different husbands. It's a very different and interesting, I think, I also call like concept. I'm very intrigued in it. I'm very much enjoying it. I saw some reviews saying that after all that it ended like that, so now I feel like the ending is kind of stuck, but we shall see if I feel the same. I have also finished, because it's been a few days, The Shadow of War Was Lost by James Islington. I did really enjoy it. I am a bit confused on some certain aspects, like the middle part was a bit confusing. I'm a bit confused on how certain things works in the world, but it was still interesting. I like to see where the character were going. I like to see the story. My memory card is full, it says, in like 4 minutes. I need to hurry. I'm so sorry. And I had a good time giving it a 4. It's not a complete 5 yet, but I'm hoping that the rest of like the series will like mind blow my brain so that it will be a 5-star series. The shortest review in the whole world, but okay. I also started Interview with the Vampire. I am struggling. This is for another prompt. The vampire book, maybe? I don't know. I don't have time to check right now. And I'm reading this for my thesis, and I need to take notes. I started this on Monday, we are today on Friday, and I read 32 pages. All of my other reading has been this or my audiobook. So I have not been reading all week. I feel terrible about it, and I'm not gonna be able to complete my TBR again, I think. But yeah, I'm not having a good time for the like 32 pages I read. I enjoy the story, but I find the writing really hard to follow because we keep jumping in time. It's very inconsistent, and it just like keep jumping, and I don't like it, and it's confusing. But I will let you know more what I think later. So I have a package I wanted to open, and I just wanted to do that really fast because I got it yesterday, and then obviously didn't open it then. Sorry, I was trying hard to not show you my whole life. It's a bit of a delayed birthday present from my friend Babe. So let's see. I know what book it is. I'm very excited for it. It is I'll Have What He Is Having by Bid Corham, which is one of my favorite authors if you're on my channel for a while. This is his adult romance debut, I believe. It's gorgeous, and I'm so excited for it. It was not possible to order for a little bit, and I was like, what is going on? But now I got it, and I'm very happy, very excited to see if I will enjoy it. I am in a romance mood as well, and I'm very excited to read another book by my favorite author. So thank you so much for the Bay for that birthday gift. And yeah, that is what I had for this clip. I need to empty this card now. See you later. So we were going to this African restaurant, and then it was closed, even though we reserved a table. How could we reserve a table when it was closed? I don't know. But we were very excited, but now let down. We're now going to this Korean restaurant instead. And yay, we are celebrating Ollie's birthday. That was in July. And Erica got a new job. Yay. Ollie said he thought it was a penis, but it was only a microphone.
Can you see it?
He thought, can you see it? This does a penis. Yeah, it does a bit. The pink shit. But we've never been in that place before, so we are excited to see if we will like it. And we are excited. Yay. Hello! So it has been like 1 day since we were out and went to the Korean restaurant and the escape room. It was a good time. It was a good time. I thought we were really stressed, but we weren't. So I have some updates for you. I am as shocked as you, but sorry, I had a lot of stuff in a way. finished Interview with a Vampire. Did I even say I started this? I don't recall anymore, but like I started this the 9th of September and I used all the way until the 17th to finish it because it was just so hard to read. I just like the way it was written, it jumped so much back and forth and I just couldn't enjoy myself. But it is, if you don't know, like the first one in the series, and it follows this boy that's interviewing this vampire about his life basically, and he goes back in time and like tells how he became a vampire and like the turmoils that happened to him. It is a 13-book series and I'm reading it for my thesis, but I think we only need to read this one. It doesn't even fit for the thesis, so I just read it, but obviously we could still use it in like the historic part of the thing. But I was just like, wow, I can't believe I spent time reading this and I don't even need to use it like we wanted to. Like the story, but the way it was written was very dense and like the jumpy parts and like the way I felt a hard time connecting with the story or the characters, what was happening. I really was like in it in the beginning, but then I just like kept falling out. The fact that I used like over a week to read 60 pages as a lot, and that is coming from me who reads a book a day. And I did, you know, read Shadow of What Was Lost on, but like I could not like read this at all, so I just didn't read anything physically. I listened to some audio, but I didn't read anything physically. But I'm giving it a 3 because like I liked it, but I didn't love it and I didn't hate it. I just disliked how it was written. Now I forgot the book, so I need to get it. I did tell you I started The Husbands. I do remember that, and I finished that, and I don't believe I told you that, and I did like it. I liked it a lot actually. The concept was very fun. It was very interesting to explore the main character, explore her character development and journeys through kind of her husbands, where like she finds a lot about herself, she finds a lot about life through these husbands. And I enjoyed kind of, I don't want to say I loved the ending, but I did think that was how it was going to end. I did think that the only way to end it was that way. I actually assumed she was going to do that very early on. And I know a lot of people disliked the ending, but I feel like how else could it have ended the way the author built up to this concept? And yes, it could have been done differently. Yes, the concept is very fascinating. It could have been done so many different ways, but I really, really enjoyed how it was written. I really, really enjoyed the voice of our main character. I really enjoyed delving into these different parallel lives. And I had like honestly really, really, really good time. I was very, very into the story. I wanted to listen to it when I was not listening to it. Yes, it was just like this ordinary woman having a billion different husbands. It was so interesting like how she ended up with the different people. And I was trying for myself to like imagine my life as her life. Like what kind of people would I have been married to? How would my different lives be? And it just, I think it explores that in a fun way. And I ended up giving it a strong 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I just didn't give it a 5 because like it didn't feel like a 5-star read for me. But I do think maybe the book itself could be a 5 in theory. I then started my next audiobook, which is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Parapreto. This one is for, again, Magical Readathon, where I need to read a book with a phoenix on the cover. It speaks for itself. So this is a reread. I did read this apparently it was in 2020, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's like a YA fantasy that I didn't expect enjoying as much as I did, but I really, really enjoyed it. And I was going to read the rest of the series. I have done, but then I never did, and now I can't remember shit. So now I decided to reread it. And then on audio, we have this world where there used to be Phoenix Riders. They used to be very prominent characters in this world, but then like they were eradicated. And now we have like a small part of the Phoenix Riders returning. We have a main character with her sister. They are trying to find Phoenix eggs to get Phoenix eggs to become Phoenix Riders again, or at least like bond with them, because they do have like this affinity to speak to animals. But with Phoenixes, they can create this magical bond. We actually have 2 other POVs as well. We have one like soldier in like the evil army who doesn't want to be there anymore, and another character that is with the actual Phoenix Riders, which I don't think is a spoiler because like he's one of the main characters, and then also like you kind of know it's gonna be Phoenix Riders in the book. It's not like a spoiler that they are. So we have 3 point of views at least, and I am really like, I like their distinct voices. I like the story. I like how it builds up. I like how it has typical YA fantasy stuff, but then it turns some of those stuff on its head, and you're very like, oh, even though it is typical stuff as well, I'm excited to see how certain plot twists played out, because I remember 2 of them very prominently, and then other things I've completely forgotten. And I was good for like at least like 2.5 years to just read the next one without reading this, but now I'm just thinking I could just audiobook through the whole series maybe. But like my audiobook time is just like is limited, and I just want to audiobook everything apparently. That's the mood I'm in. But yeah, I also started another read. I started When the Moon Hatched by Sarah. is it Parker? I don't remember. And this one is a like romantasy. I am listening to the audiobook with this as well for like this other buddy read. I am doing a lot of buddy reads, okay? I'm also listening to it with Erica, and I'm personally like not loving it. I'm quite bored actually. It is very, very long. It's like 700 pages, and it's just nothing is happening. I'm just very, very bored. So we have this world where we have moons, and there's dragons, moons can fall, and like something, and then I don't know, the world building is really weird. We have a main character who's like a super badass assassin. It's just taken by this dude, prince dude, and then they clearly get a thing, even though people say it is slow burn, but it's not, because she wants to bang him like the first time she sees him. Just because they don't bang doesn't mean it's slow burn. But the reason I am not following in the story is, well, first of all, I'm bored. The plot is very uninteresting. She wants to take revenge because of this girl, and I'm like, I don't care. But it's just, I don't like how it's written, honestly. Like, it's very wordy. We're trying to make like these beautiful sentences and like beautiful reflections. I like don't even know what we're describing at the point, because it's just so wordy. There's so many words to describe simple things. I do feel like the author's trying to be, I was gonna say, fancy with the writing, which like I get, you want to have nice writing, but I just cannot like get behind what she's sometimes trying to describe and say. And then I'm just like struggling. I'm just like, what is being said right now? Why are we describing this rock this way, for example? So I just like, I cannot, the way we are describing things makes me just lose the thread in the story, because like I cannot even imagine what she is being described. So like that alone just makes it feel so dense and boring, because like I'm just bored of all the descriptions, and then I don't care for the story, and like everything is like super typical and boring and uninteresting. But I'm going to complete it because it is a buddy read, but I'm not really having a good time. I am also starting another buddy read today, which is An Echo of Things to Come by James Islington. This one is the second one in the Licania's trilogy. Ro told me yesterday how to pronounce it, and I have already forgotten, but this is the second one, and then we continue the buddy read with Johanna, and we are gonna obviously read a third book after that, so we are starting that today, hopefully. And then I also have manga night today in like 2 hours, so I'm going to be reading manga all day and nothing of the things I just talked about. But at least it's like the updates of the last 2 days. But yeah, I think that's what I got, except the fact that I have a package open. I can't show you either side because my address is like everywhere on this. If I do like this, I have a package, and it is from the Tandem Collective, which is like a Instagram account officially from like the publishers that makes read-alongs for international readers like me from Norway. And they contacted me and asked me if I want to be a part of one read-along, and they then send you the book, and there's like different prompts, and you discuss in a group, and I think you post about it and stuff. I don't actually know completely what's going on. I just said yes, and here we are. So I'm gonna open it, but I can't show you because I don't want to show you where I live. But I know what the book is. Oh, it's so pretty. So it is The Instrumentalist by Harriet Constable, which is by Bloomsbury Publishing. And this is a historical fiction. And I assume you're going to play some instruments. I did read like the synopsis kind of when I got it, but now I don't want to know. I'm very interested to see if I will enjoy it. Thank you so much, obviously, for having me a part of this. And getting a book is super cool for me. And I'm excited to see if I will enjoy it. I actually didn't know the cover looked like this. It's so cute. I love that this is shaped as like the instrument or whatever, how to call it. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Oh wait, there's a bookmark. It's so pretty. It's like an instrumentalist like bookmark, and it's so pretty. I don't know if you can see. It's like really like nice quality, and it says, "I will be remembered. My life will mean something." Aww. So yeah, I'm hoping like for a touching like good read, and I'm like hoping to have a good time with all the other people a part of the like read along. I think they said it was like over 150 people. My computer's shutting off, which is why the colors are differing. But yeah, I feel like that's what I want to say for this clip. So you should see me later. Hello. So it is the 20th of September today. And this girl is still editing her favorite little vlog. And it is a pain, but hopefully I feel like I will be done like, maybe not today, but tomorrow. Honestly, will it be tomorrow? This week? I mean, it's Friday, so who knows. But I thought while I'm waiting for some footage to transfer, that I will update you on how Manga Night went. And I also bought books like before manga night, but I forgot to show you. So we ended up reading this many volumes of manga. I read Spy Family volume 12, which follows Master Spy Twilight, who has an undercover family, and I better read this with Cecilia, and it was a great time, a really great volume. I finally continued on one omnibus manga, which was Fullmetal Alchemist 16, 17, and 18, and I filmed like a whole video when I was reading this, so that is up on my channel probably in forever because I am behind on a lot of videos, so it will show up when it shows up. Then I read Banana Fish volume 3 and volume 4, but like with one other manga in between, which follows this like mafia group basically, or like different people running away from the mafia and investigating into this drug that happened, and it is action-filled and fun. We also have My Dress Up Darling volume 10, which is like one of the least favorite series I'm reading right now, but this one had a lot of focus on their relationship, and I feel like that is what I care about right now. I don't really care about all cosplaying aspects of the story. Then I read Flying Witch, which like has like literally one volume a year, so when I read this, it's like I don't need to think about it until next year. But it's very cute and just follows this witch apprentice. And then we have I Heard the Sunspot, so I read through the whole series in June, and then this was released in July, and I was supposed to read it then, but then I never did. So I thought it was smart to read it like now for manga night, like when it's kind of fresh in my mind. But I do believe the next volume is out like next year and forever, so by then I will probably have forgotten everything. This one was a bit sad. We focused more on like the dad, like that had left one of the characters, and it was a sad time. So for the books that I have gotten, I'm very confused if I like showed you. Yeah, I did show you this because I remember I unboxed it with you. Because I have like a piles of books that is waiting for me to show you. And that is how I think I sorted them. But yet we haven't how I was here. But doesn't tell. Did I show you this? I'm having a flashback that I did. Because I said I needed to be very thorough on like getting the right edition. Because like I need the US edition to match my paperback. I don't know. Did I just show you all of these again? And then if I haven't showed you, I would just cut it. If I had showed you, I mean. Maybe. But then I have Love is War volume 6, which is continuing this fun. I'm soon reading volume 5. I'm very excited. And then I have Killing Stalking volume 6 as well. And I do believe volume 7 is the latest one out. So have I kind of caught up. Look at me. I'm very excited to see where that will go. I have some like stuff I got from the publisher. But I do believe I didn't show you these. I only showed you the others I got from the publisher. But we have the Lånaren, or The Borrower, which is like this crime novel. I'm unsure if I will keep and read this. And then we have like a novel, which mean Min tid I disse skogene, which is My Time in These Forests by Goethe Heivold. Don't know, as I said, if I will like actually read this one. I think the one that seems the most interesting is this one, which is Ikke mennesker jeg kan regne med, which is Not Humans I Can Rely On by Shire Andre Assen. I feel like this seems interesting, like a novel, very like Norwegian like novel that I could read. And then we have this last one, which is Rasende Lys or Raging Light by Nikolai Frobenius. And this is like historical. I feel like it's not set under war, but like I do feel like it is under the war. And I just kind of like don't care that much about that kind of historical fiction. So like, since I got these for free, I am unsure which one I will keep and read. Like one of them I am interested in. But like I have so many books, and I used to keep all of these that I got. This is like we get on like book meetings and stuff. But I wasn't on this book meeting. This was like some co-workers got for me, which was the sweetest thing of them. But I just like realized that I cannot keep all the books, and then like I could give these away to like people who actually want them maybe. But we shall see. Other than that, I have continued a bit more in the Moon Hatch. We followed like the schedule thingy. Started an echo of things to come. One day later when I said and I would, I think. We have started it. I'm very excited and it's fun and I'm excited to see how it will play out. I did unbox the Instrumentalist with you, and the Buddy Read, or like the read along, I guess, started yesterday. So I did read the chapters for yesterday. It's basically about this really famous musician or violinist and composer, and it's like her life. So it's like a historical fiction. So we have 40 pages in, and I'm like not loving the writing style right now, but like also not maybe my genre, but like still a book that I feel like I could enjoy. It depends a bit. It just keeps telling us how great she was going to be and how she's going to be like one of the most famous blah blah blah, she's going to be amazing blah blah blah, she's not going to be forgotten blah blah blah, like all the time. And I get this like kind of a foreshadowing, and also because she is a known historical figure, I actually googled her to see the way it's being told. I wish it was more like mystic, I guess, around that, but that is just how I feel right now. And yeah, now I can finally put some of these books away, so that's great. So I'm gonna edit, I have work today. There's also a Patreon readathon this weekend, so I will update you down of what I'm reading. But like, it's it's a celebration readathon for our 2nd anniversary, so I just feel like I can read whatever, and I'm very behind on my TBR, and I also have lots of other stuff I need to do, so I don't know if I will be able to read the whole time, but I will let you know what happens when the weekend comes along. Okay, so yesterday we started our readathon, and it was such a wild day. It was like the wildest day I had in a billion years. Because first of all, I discovered that my one of my papers had the deadline the day before, and I, for some reason, this had like completely missed me, and I panicked, wrote something and delivered, so hopefully that is fine. At the same time, my parents' flight got cancelled, which like never happens, and I had to go and get them at the airport while I already had driven them to the airport earlier that day. And then I was also asked to work among all of this. Like, everything was happening at once. It was totally crazy. So I like didn't get to all the things I want to get to, but I did finish my favorite vlog, which is obviously up before this, but like that has taken me so a long time. Like, I finished the books mid-August and we are already like 22nd of December. That is insane, but I'm very happy I finished that, and I tried to do like some thumbnail shots today, so I'm gonna go and try to edit the thumbnail now so I can post it today. I also finished some books though. I finished, after reading it since May, I finished God Killer. So this is really because Justine and I were spread reading this, and we started in May, and the reason we didn't finish it was because Justine got very busy with school and stuff, and then I didn't want to complete it without her, so I was just waiting for when she said she had read stuff. Instead of like having a set schedule, I was waiting for her to have read stuff, and then I would like read the pages she had read, and we have now finished it, and I liked it. I definitely think obviously my enjoyment of it was affected by the fact that we have been reading it since May and we are now in September. I liked it. I wasn't like super impressed by it. Like, it was a fine book. I gave it 3 stars. I am intrigued by the ending, even though I heard terrible things about the second book. I did like for example, a main character, or like several main characters who I don't think I described it really well, but like, she's a god killer. She has to go around killing the gods. She really hates them after they kill her family, and she's trying to get revenge on them. And then we meet other people on the road that has different relationships to the gods, and there's betrayals, etc. I don't think it was like the best book I ever read. I don't think it was terrible. It is short. It goes very, very fast in the end after having a very slow like build up. Why is it so dusty? But I enjoyed it fine. As I said, I gave it 3 stars. I feel like I'm not describing it super well, but it had like an interesting and intriguing world. It has a stunning cover. It had like an interesting build up, and yeah, like it was well written, but not like a super duper fave kind of. Then, because I finished that, I could read Lower Olympus Volume 4. I don't know why, but I don't think I love Willow Tree that much, but like this one was great. I love the pining. I love them making boundaries with each other. I love them getting to know each other more. So this is their Persephone. I always say the wrong name. Persephone and Hades retelling, and like the one I'm enjoying the most. So I am having a good time with this. Then I started the day before Fake Dates and Mooncakes by Shirley, and I did also finish that yesterday. This one follows 2 boys, and one of them is super rich, and the other one is like helping out with the takeout with his aunt, and then like struggling economically with other stuff, and they start getting a thing, and he's trying out like a different world, and they're like super super cute to each other. I liked it. I thought it was a really like cute, fine contemporary. I really liked the relationship between the boys. I love reading about rich people. There was drama obviously, and like father coming, oh, you are not worth my son, blah 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 blah. There was a lot of enjoyable parts. It was a bit short. I felt like things developed very fast. However, I don't think a contemporary needs to be more than 300 pages. But this was like 250. I feel like we could add like 40 more pages with like us getting more emotionally attached to the people. Like, I thought like also like the plot wasn't amazing or like mind-blowing. It goes exactly where you think it's gonna go, but it's still a cute and fun ride. And I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. And yeah, so we have Still other butteries going. We have The Instrumentalist, which I'm obviously still reading. I think I said all this already. I don't know. I'm reading An Echo of Things to Come. I'm hoping to start Book Lovers today. I don't think I said, because obviously I'm reading things still for Magical Readathon. Some books fell. Magical Readathon and stuff. So Fake Dates and Mooncakes were for Food on a Cover. And then for career read from my own TBR game. So I finished that, which is very good for me because things is not going that well. And Book Lovers is for Magical Readathon, for a book that is shown in one of G's videos. This wasn't in a book haul. So I would like to try to finish my thing. I have changed some stuff around to make it work, but I am hopeful that I will get to at least that book today. I have a lot of time today. The only thing good about the whole like writing my paper late part was that I really wanted to study and I haven't studied, so now I was just forced to study, so that was great yesterday. And yeah, I'm also still audiobooking Crown of Feathers. I'm like over half, and that is also, as you know, for a challenge, so that will be great. So yeah, I want to read more in Book Lovers today, but I need to read my Butterway pages and then we shall see how far I get. So I will let you know at the point. Yay. Planning to vlog for days and just never get a chance to, but hello. So I did finish, in the readathon, I did finish Book Lovers. And I just never was able to tell you because I just, every time I'm going to vlog, I do something else. But I finished Book Lovers. It was okay. I hope I didn't already tell you because I can't remember. It was like not the most invested I've been in a romance. Like I was intrigued a bit in the, like what's it called, backstories, and like I did feel for them, but then I was just like whatever a bit. I didn't care as much. I'm very cold, so I'm moving upstairs. Do you still like a fine okay romance? I gave it a 3, and then I don't think I read anything. Have I read anything since Book Lovers? Like I finished. I have read, but very little. Because reading life is not going that well right now because I'm just procrastinating and feeling shitty. Not feeling shitty, but feeling demotivated. I did start another book though. I did start The End, or Slutten, by Mats Stamberg. This is a Swedish YA dystopian, and this one we have the world knowing that this comet is coming, and I like how people kind of react to that. You also have a murder and trying to find out this murder investigation before the end is coming. We basically start the story like 2 months before the end, and it's not like the Jennifer Lawrence movie because we don't follow like the government or scientists. We just follow normal teenagers and people. And I was gonna finish it not yesterday but the day before, but I never got the chance to because I don't know how to describe my reading lately, but it is just, it's not it, guys. It's not it. It wasn't it last month, and it's not it this month. And now I'm gonna go upstairs and read some of that. Try to finish that tonight, and then also try to finish. Oh no, I forgot the camera thing. I need to go down again and try to finish. I have been like reading a bit every day in my buddy reads, but that doesn't conclude in a finished book. And then after the buddy reads, I've just been lazy. So yeah, TBR is not looking great and finishable right now. I don't want to talk about it. I am ashamed, but I don't want to talk about it, and I'm going upstairs to maybe actually read some. Yay. Hello. So yesterday I did as I said I was going to do, which is a miracle in itself. I did finish The End, or Slutten, by Mats Stamberg. I did enjoy it. Like I thought it was a good thing to focus on like these people, this mystery, the relationship between people, how people come together, and how society is when you know you're coming to the end. And I thought it was an interesting way to do it. Like we're not about saving the world. We are not about going into the universe, etc. We are about just small town people living their life and living out their days and how they decide to. And I thought that was interesting. I enjoyed it. I liked how it was written. I have not taken out the bookmark. And I would give it like, I'm running it up to 4, but I would give it like a 3.5. I enjoyed it. I don't think it's the most amazing book I ever read, but I think it was well written. I had good characters and a good, interesting perspective on like knowing the world would end, if you know what I mean. Then I read a manga, or it's not a manga really, but it is pubbed as a Norwegian manga. It is Mørkalven, or like the Dark Elf, which is Control. This is volume 3 by Helen Kalheim, and this basically follows the last Dark Elf trying to find a nation he can be safe in, but it's hard to find. So he is like going out on this journey, and we're meeting different characters and collecting people to try to find this nation. And in this one, the series in general tries to bring up like different, I was going to say, problematic subjects. Like the first one is a lot about racism, and the next one was about like slavery and like stuff in that regard. And this one had some, for example, a trans character, and then we suddenly like dead named that trans character and punched someone, and then we just kind of moved on. So I feel like it brings up a lot of important subject. It's trying to bring it up, trying to show a uneven world. It was very misogynistic in this one as well, because they had gotten like a new god in the nation they're in right now, and that god is very misogynistic. So they were basically just announced in class that all the girls couldn't take a higher education anymore, like they couldn't become a doctor, and our main character really wants to be a doctor. Or not our main character, but our new introduced character in this one, which is the girl on the cover, by the way. And I do see what the author's trying to do. I talked about this before when I read volume 1 and 2. I do see that the author's trying to bring up really like prominent themes, not themes, but like subjects that are really relevant to our world, but just the way it carries it, the way it represents it, and like talks about it not in a way that I feel like explores it well. I feel like it's very surface level. I feel like it just cannot handle these important topics. Like it's like a whiplash. Like we have a dead name, we have punching someone, then we suddenly know women can be doctors, and then we suddenly breaking into this place and moving on. And I'm like, we don't have the substance in here to be able to carry these subjects. And I do assume that we're gonna eventually come to some sort of thing where these things come together, where we change the world in a way. And I do think the art is stunning. I'm curious to see what the author has planned for this story. I think that the author is a really, really good person to draw, but not the best right now to write a story to be able to carry these subjects. I don't have trust that the author is going to manage to carry it, or we're just going to move on and forget about like the things that are being brought up, if you know what I mean. So I'm very unsure of how I feel about it, but I am liking it semi-okay. I just feel like, again, it doesn't manage to carry its important subjects. But yeah, I am giving it like a 3, 2.5, rounding up to 3. And now I need to catch up on some Bodywood pages in my different reads. Maybe, I think I'm gonna read like a full book at a point today if I have time. I was trying to do some homework, but the internet is not working properly, so I'm just like sitting here waiting, and it's very annoying. So I start to read. Also randomly bought Yakuza Lover Volume 3. This is because I ordered in the whole series after Cecilia showed me some screenshot of it when she was reading it for last manga night. And Volume 3 came in first because the rest needed to come from somewhere else. So I just already have Volume 3, and obviously I have to show that to you guys. But yeah, I've been editing a bit today. I have off today, but a long work day tomorrow. But I'm feeling very like, I want to be productive, but like things to stop me from being productive. But I'm very behind on my reading, and we only have a few days left of this month, so I really do want to complete my TBR. So let's see how that goes. Yeah, I will let you know. Okay, so I'm about to film a big haul, but I thought that I should upload this vlog. We are actually at the last day of September, so it is the last day for the vlog as well. But I still need to finish a couple of things today, so hopefully if I get to that, you will see. But I have finished some books. Let's see what I finished. I did finish Crown of Feathers, which was, as you know, for Magical Readathon, to read a book with a phoenix on the cover. This was a reread on audio, as I said, and I did really like it. I guess I liked it more the first time I read it, but I think that has more to do with the fact that I knew what was going to happen. And like the plot twist didn't get me as much because I still knew what was going to happen, but it was still fun to see the story play out because I had clearly forgotten a lot of details. So it was still like a good time and all that. I gave it a 4 as the first time I read it, and now I kind of do really want to get to 2 and 3. So hopefully I will get to them like within the next few months on audio, so that like I can actually complete it this time around and don't need to reread book 1 again. But yeah, it just follows this world where there used to be Phoenix riders, and then these are gone, and now they are like a small, I was gonna say, post place where they might return. I guess that was a really bad explanation, but you got what I mean. And I like the concept. I like the characters. I feel like there's different dynamics to this one, maybe. At least like one character feels a bit different than like usually you have in a kind of fantasy like this. And I am curious to see where all the characters were up and how the story would go, because there's clearly like a huge bigger world conflict in here, but like this is the first book, so we kind of are more in one place, and I feel like what we're building up to is much bigger than what we've seen, and I feel like it will be interesting to explore that in the other books. I also finally read Adulthood Rights. This was been on my TBR for like 3 months, and I really loved, what was the first one called, Dawn. It was really good, and in this one we obviously continue for what Dawn is, where this woman wakes up in this room and she doesn't know where she is and how she got there, and it turns out she's there because of not existential, but other life in space. I can never say the word extracurricular, but I just words are not wording for me right now. But now we are like kind of evolved beyond that a bit in the first book, and I guess I liked the first one more. I found the philosophical questions and the characters are more interesting. This one was a bit weird because of the main character we follow, but I still liked it. But I thought that I would love it, and now I feel like I liked it less than the first one. So it's a bit a letdown in that regard, but I wouldn't say that the book is bad or anything. I just like thought that I would love it more. Then I finished The Instrumentalist, which was for the tandem read along, and I did say I started this right. So I finished this, as I said yesterday, and this one follows this known violinist and maestro composer who lived in Venice like in the 15 something. And I don't think that this is my genre. It's supposed to be like this beautiful touching story of like wanting to be remembered, and how book talked about like wanting to be remembered, wanting to be known, blah 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 blah, like kind of over and over and over. It reminded me a lot of Adela Rue actually, just that obviously that's fantasy and different. But while in Adela Rue it makes more sense because she's actually cursed. In this one you can almost say she's cursed. She's trapped in this time period where women are, well, seen upon as not a lot, to say like that, and the fact that she is remembered to this day is cool. But I just like, I guess I just didn't feel as invested into the story. I guess this sounds really rude, but like care for her journey. Like it didn't capture my heart as I wanted to with this. Like it was kind of like a beautiful writing, and I liked, for example, the female friendship in here. I liked seeing that character, not liked seeing her struggle, but I wanted to see like obviously her getting to a better place, etc. But I also just felt like, I guess this kind of historical novel is not for me. But like it starts off, for example, with her mother getting her and trying to drown her, and obviously like all those things is important to know has happened and important to think about and all that. But I just felt like I couldn't get completely invested in her just being obsessed with being famous and remembered. And obviously she has some character development in that regard too, but I just felt like I couldn't delve deeper to a character and this story to care as much for it as I would like to. It's not like I disliked it, I just feel like it honestly was not a book for me. And I gave it like a 3 because I don't think it's bad, but I don't think that for me it is an amazing book. But I can completely see why others would like it. And yeah, it was fun to be a part of that read along. Then I also did finish another book, which was Utregning av omfang 3, which is this Danish series that's supposed to be 7 books where this woman lives the same day over and over and over again. And this one I bought at the library and it's translated from Danish, which I switched out the challenge in Magical Readathon, where it was like I had another translated book, which was very, very short. It was shorter than this, I think. But I just needed to kind of read this more because it expires at the library. I kind of need to return it today. So I just took the chance and switched them out. So I'd still complete my prompt to read a translated book. And yeah, obviously we are a bit like move beyond the first book, but we still hold the same concept. I do believe she's actually going to be trapped in this day for 7 books. They are short, granted, but like the concept has been evolving and like more things are being exposed in this concept. And I realized that I, for some reason, enjoy time loops in a way, because as you know, earlier in this vlog I read The Husbands, because that was in this vlog, I'm pretty sure, and that is kind of not at the same kind of time loop, but a bit, because every time she gets a new husband in that one, she's kind of in a new universe, right? And she needs to discover like what is up with this universe again, and it's like looping because it's the same over and over while still it's time. Like, it's not a time loop maybe, but it's a loop. And in this one we are in a different loop, and I enjoy the kind of stories because I enjoy being stuck somewhere, kind of, not in real life but in the books, and then just like see how they explore that. And that is what the author's doing here, and I do think it's very fascinating. I have 4 and 5 in my room as well that I borrowed, and I kind of need to read them really soon as well. And 5 just came out, so like there's only 2 more after that, which seems insane. I also started my next audio, which is Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ichiguro. Someone recommended me this in the comments of my TBR when I didn't say I couldn't find a book with all the letters in my name in the title, which was for, again, Magical Readathon. I don't remember which class right now, but that is obviously SANDRA, which is my name. I was trying to spell it out for you. And it fits, and I am like over halfway, and I don't know if I will finish it today, but I would definitely like finish it very soon. But since I started it, I am like saying that I completed it for the readathon. I started it and I'm basically over halfway, and I'm very much enjoying it. I knew it was about like AI, and Clara is like an artificial friend which you can buy in the store, and she will like hang with your child and be their friend or something. And then now she's been bought by this family where the kid in the family is very sick, and then like she's like I guess we follow Clara's point of view, and she's like observing human life and human emotions and like the different way people act, and she is obviously not known to all of this, and it's fascinating to follow and like see her observations and us trying to decipher as humans like what does this interaction mean, etc. And then also her discovering the world and also wanting this family to be okay. I find it very interesting so far. I really like the tone of the story and like what we are exploring. So yeah, I'm thinking I will end up really enjoying it overall, considering I read one book by the author that I really, really liked, another one that I didn't like at all. So yeah, but I do want to read all the books by the authors eventually. Now, I haven't read more, like I finished more. I mean, I have read more, but like not finished that is relevant for the vlog, I guess. But I have bought a whole manga series. I did show you that I bought Yakuza Lover Volume 3, but now the rest have arrived. I have Volume 1, I have Volume 2, Volume 3 is obviously not here, but Volume 4 should be, and 5, no 4, sorry, 5, and then 6, no that's 9, where is 6? 6 is here, and then we have 7, and we have 8, and now actually 9, and then this is hard, and then 10, and then 11, and then 12. That's the whole series. My plan is to read the whole thing when we have our next manga nights, me and Cecilia. So I think that's a good plan, and I'm gonna do that. Yeah, it's gonna be a ride, I think, honestly. So then I also bought more stuff because stuff keeps coming out. So I have Before We Forget Kindness by Kazu Kawaguchi. This is the 5th book in Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I do enjoy the series, but like I haven't liked the latest ones as much as I enjoyed the first one. But I'm still going to keep reading them and keep them because they are very, very cute. And then I just had like this, when I was ordering Yakuza Lover, I just had like this thing. I was searching up Ria Schwab and I realized that I never bought the rest of the Steel Prince comics. This just like came into my mind whilst I was standing at work. And I was just like, what if they go out of print? I don't know if they will because like Ria Schwab's very popular, but comics do tend to, if they're not a certain popularity, to disappear maybe. Maybe I'm just completely wrong, but I just decided to buy Volume 2 and Volume 3 because I have Volume 1, I have read it, but I don't remember the things. I'm thinking I will reread it because I kind of read Shades of Magic kind of recently. It was like last year, so I do remember like quite a lot from that. So I feel like now's a good time if I actually read this. So I will reread number 1 and then read 2 and 3, which is the comic series following Rai's father from Shades of Magic, if you're not familiar with it. Because I was just like, why don't I own them? Like my Ria Schwab collection is insane, and why don't I own the whole like comic series that came out years ago? So now I do. So I decided to buy that as well, and that is all I had for this clip. And I am thinking you will see me again later today or tomorrow when I end this vlog for what the final stuff I managed to finish today. I do have, if you're curious, I'm gonna check. Like I will finish one today, which is on audio. That will finish the last Tumbling Pandas and a Magical Readathon prompt. Then I have Clara and the Sun, which I like finished. Then I have 2 other books I need to read to complete my Magical Readathon. I could in theory do it, but I also have a lot of other stuff I need to do as well. But it depends how good I am with that stuff today. I could finish my TBR today, or else I will have failed my classes. I will have failed 1 class. So I didn't become an alchemist. I just failed. I'm a failure. But yeah, okay, this clip became very long. I'm gonna go because I haven't uploaded the vlog in like days, so a lot of things came in this clip. I need to film my haul now. Goodbye. Okay, so we are on the last of October. I was trying to like sit nicely in the living room, but the sun is not letting me again, as we ended the last monthly vlog. I read a couple of things done yesterday, which was as shocking to me as it was to you. But also, I want to start my October vlog, so we need to say bye-bye to this and put in the books. Let's see. The last thing I talked to you about was Utredning av omfang by Solveig Balle. Later that night, I did also read Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 22. It was the next manga I needed to read. And I don't really understand what's going on, but obviously I still love the story and art and all that. I just don't understand what's going on. But I read it. It was my next manga. Yay. And then the next day, which was then the last day, I did finish When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This was my audio and it's a buddy read for this like book club thing I was in. And I listened to this with Erica. And I have mentioned it a couple of times in this vlog. And personally, it was not a book for me. I just found the writing very wordy, saying a lot of things without actually saying anything. It was very annoying. And I just didn't enjoy myself, like... at all. I found the romance very like predictable and boring. I didn't like our characters. I didn't feel like they had a good connection. I didn't connect with like the backstory. I just found the whole story very interesting. I didn't find the world interesting, but just the way it was written, and then also I didn't think it was like greatly narrated either, so that might also have affected things. I just didn't end up liking it that much. I gave it a 1 star, so I actually very much did not like it. It was not a book for me. I thought that I could maybe have like some fun with it, like I would have, you know, with like another kind of romantasy, but just the way I just felt like they had no connection. The way our main character was so not like other characters, or really similar to a lot of other characters, that made her just so uninteresting, and I just wasn't invested in this romance or anything about it. So I could go on and on about reasons I did not like it, but I didn't like it, and as I said, I gave it 1 star. But I finished that, and that was also for like Magical Readathon and my Tumbling Panda. And I then had 2 more prompts I needed to finish, if you don't count Clara and the Sun, which I will finish in October because I just didn't get to listen to it done. But I'm still counting that I already started that. I'm sitting very uncomfortably. I might move weight. Like every time I want to vlog, the sun always blinds me somehow. But hello. Okay, this is kind of better. I did also then need to finish 2 more prompts, as I said, that was not Clara and the Sun. So I need to read a book that was in acknowledgements of the last 5-star read I had. And I really struggled finding this because like all my latest 5-star reads didn't mention like any people I knew about. But then I went back to like an almost 5-star read from February, which was Blood Marked by Tracy Deonn. Amazing book. I gave it like a 4.75 and I counted as a 5-star and found in the acknowledgements Jordan Ofeko, which is the author of Raybearer, and just came out with this in August, which is The Maid and a Crocodile, which is the latest book by the author set in the same universe as Raybearer. And this one follows a orphan and an outcast who's just trying to find a way in the world. She gets this weird connection with the crocodile, which is kind of like a god, and then maybe they fall for each other a bit. It's like, I don't know how to describe the writing in this, but it was just like the atmosphere kind of was just very interesting and different, I feel like. I ended up like liking it a lot. I found it very, I wouldn't say fairy tale-y, but like a tale. And then also very interesting, and now there's a plane. And then obviously I had mentions from like them before that, and I really enjoyed that. Yeah, it was a good time. I like the story, I like to see how it played out. I found the characters interesting, and I like the writing. So I ended up giving it like a, I would say like a 4. I'm rounding it up to 4, but more like a 3.5. Then, to complete yet another prompt, I read The Reluctant Queen. This was to read a book with orange title. As you can see, there's like orange on top here. This is the sequel to The Queen of Blood, which I very much enjoyed. It's based in this world where like magic system is like spirits, and I like they have different elements, and then the queen kind of not necessarily controls them, but like has kind of a deal with them to make them more peaceable, so that while in this world the spirits can be controlled so they don't rip the people apart. And in this one we follow some new characters with the old characters. I really enjoyed the first one. I listened to the audiobook. I was planning to listen to the audiobook for this one. Turns out that they were taken off around, so I just had to kind of read it physically, which obviously went faster, and I wouldn't have finished it within this month if I had the audiobook yet. So I just read it last night, and it was good. I really enjoyed the world. I like how it's written. I think like it has resemblance of like other fantasy books, etc., but it has parts of it that makes it interesting and a bit different that made me enjoy it more. And I guess I really liked how it's written. I liked the world a lot. I found the characters interesting. I had some cool twists in there, and I'm excited to see the 3rd book of how everything wraps up. It is out of print, and this is a hardcover, so I obviously want a hardcover for the next one as well. But as I said, it's out of print, but I actually ordered a used copy, so hopefully that will arrive and be good. Now you're in the video. Erica just had to walk past me. Gigi, come here. You want to be in a vlog? Come, Gigi. You haven't been in a vlog in ages. Come. Here's Gigi. She's saying hi. Why does she look scared? Wow, that was very bright. If you go over here. Gigi, she really stinks. But yeah, so I ended up giving this also like a 3.5, rounding it up to 4. Like, it was enjoyable. I liked a lot of parts of it. Do you want to leave me? Goodbye. And that was all for this vlog that I finished last night. And I can now start my October vlog. I do have some new books. I'm not supposed to show them here, honestly. Like, I don't need to save it for the first clip in my new vlog. So yesterday, which I was supposed to show yesterday, I just didn't. I got The Gods Below. This is the Fairly edition for the adult sub, and it is gorgeous. I was excited for this because I like Andrew Stewart, even though I didn't love all the elements of Born Shard. But it's pretty, and I wanted a special edition of it. I was going to order it anyway, but now I got a Fairly edition, which I obviously want. I don't know how I feel about like the reverse Dutch jacket. It's like not my favorite, I think. The like spine stuff is very pretty. Yeah, it's pretty in general. So I am excited for it. I'm hopeful to read it soon, but I don't know when soon is. But I'm excited to see how I feel about another works by the author. And then today I got my Illumicrate for, is it September? Yes. And this was A Dark and Drowning Tide, which is Alison Soft. I saw this earlier this year when it was announced to be released. Knew I wanted it, knew it was going to be in Illumicrate. Was very happy. This is a very different cover from like the original one. It's very like, the vibe is very pretty. I love like the edges, the art. It's a very nice book. It has a very different design. I don't know if I like this one more than the original cover, because the original cover is very like paint-like, and I really enjoy that. But like the way that this book feels like heavy in a different way, it's just so nice. So yeah, no regrets getting this one as well. And I'm very excited for both of these books, which is obviously why I didn't skip them. So hopefully I will get to them soonish. I am starting a bunch of new books today, I think, or like finishing stuff today for Spokopoly or Spokopoly or whatever you're saying. So that will be my next vlog, but I will split up because I'm hoping to do more rules there. But yeah, for this September vlog, I hope you have enjoyed. We had books read stuff happening. I don't even know anymore what this vlog is, but I hope you have enjoyed it nonetheless. Leave emoji down below if you enjoyed this and you see me soon. Thank you so much. Bye.